Hello everybody, my name is Rayma and I am Sea Witch in Seattle. And yes, it has been a little bit of time since I've made a video, but you know, fall's coming and it's really sunny today and I was like, today I have to get out, and I just was redundant, but I don't care, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna do one of the Pagan YouTube challenges. I'm gonna be talking about rituals and how I incorporate them into my life. So I'm a Virgo, and I know I've probably said it on this channel 100 times, but I'm super proud and adamant to be a Virgo. And I've got a rising and moon sign both in Aries. So I'm pretty determined. When I get my mind stuck on something, I don't unstick. And so when I get a ritual idea, I start putting it down on paper immediately. I start making lists. It's really so Virgo. It's like, geez, why? But I make, what herbs do I need? Because I want this to be authentic to the time period. What kind of things can I bring back from like an old culture to keep this authentic, like I said. Then I look through, books and sagas, and I try to incorporate language into my rituals. And I will plan really exciting things, like I'll say something in a different language, and I'll have somebody else, like Zach, who you've met before, say it in a different language. One of us will speak a different language, and then one of us will speak English to keep it more authentic. If we can say something that has been said before, to try to keep it to the times. And that's really important to me. I think the rituals are the most important part of my spiritual path, because I've used them, and sorry, I'm on a rocking chair, so what can you do? But you use them really to enhance your life. I usually do a tarot reading or cast some runes, and when I get my reading, I try to incorporate whatever I've drawn from that reading into my ritual. So if I feel like a friend needs help letting go with something, because that's what comes up with the cards, then I am going to cater my ritual. It's going to be a letting go ritual. If it's Beltane and we're jumping over fires, we're gonna jump over that fire and we're gonna let that go. We're gonna let that pain go, or whatever we're dealing with, whatever the cards are telling me we're dealing with, or whatever I hear from friends. I just try to make sure that everybody is comfortable and everyone feels like they achieved something at the end of the ritual. That's just so important to me. Aesthetics is also important to me, because I am crazy and I like to shop. And I will plan a ritual over years and years ahead of time. Like, I'm planning this one ritual that I've been planning for a year and a half, and I've been slowly gathering things. My dog has joined us. Hello, puppy. Kitty. Say hello. Say hi. She's trying. Hold on. I know you want to meet my dog. Puppy. Okay. She's like, no. She's like, let me sleep. Anyway, aesthetics are super important to me. As I said, I will start buying things months and months and months in advance, just to make sure that the altar space is adequate to my specifications. And I'm super picky. I said I was a Virgo. I'm not playing around about that. So yeah, I mean, I've already started buying things for Samhain, which is coming up. That's in 2 months from now. But I started decorating for Halloween/Samhain 3 weeks ago. When I saw the first leaf of fall down, I was like, okay, I'm going to be doing this, and it's going to be happening. So yeah, aesthetics are super important. I have to have like specific things. I will draw pages of like how I want this altar to look. What kind of things am I feeling about the season? What can I put in? What things would people have put on an altar based on the ritual that I'm doing back in the past? So I add my own flair to it, but I try to keep it, as I said before, super, super, super authentic, because, yeah. And I think one of my favorite parts about writing rituals is really putting my own heart into it. I write poetry a lot. And so when I started learning about Galder, which is a Norse spell song technique, I was super excited because I love to write poems. And what's more fun than learning how to do a different type of poetry for a poet? So learning how to do Galder has really increased my writing ability because I've been practicing. It's like I'm not in school anymore. Hopefully I'll be back in school soon, but at the time I'm just working, and so being able to write these lyrics down and then being able to share them or sing them to people, it's special, and it helps. It heals. It helps the situation, depending on, like I said, if someone needs to be healed, if someone needs to let go, if we're honoring a deity, Galder. Because basically all of our rituals together are Nordic based. I would say the only ones that we sort of branch out on are Beltane and Samhain. We do a little Hecate, depending on how you want to pronounce it. A little veneration with Hecate, and Hell, of course, because you gotta keep your hell in that. But yeah, I guess my excitement really varies depending on what kind of ritual. I think I get the most excited for Samhain because I've always identified as the queen of Halloween. I was not allowed to celebrate Halloween as a child at all, so that was a detriment from my family. Because this is how I turned out. So this is what you get. Don't do that, people, to your kids, because they'll just turn out into me, and that's wonderful, but not what they want. So I don't have notes of this video, by the way. I'm being a rambling witch today, but yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited about Samhain and Midsummer Blood, which I didn't get to do this year, which is really disappointing. I get really excited because I always do a sea ritual, and obviously Sea Witch in Seattle. It's the most important one to me because I get to connect to Aegir and Ron and Njord. And the sea really is a rejuvenating being. I mean, I really see it. I remember when I was younger, I'm probably going to talk about this in another video, so, whatever. I remember when I was younger and I was at, I think, Ocean Shores or something, or maybe it was Sunnyside, Oregon, and I saw the waves crash. And it was so magical because the waves curl, I would see like crabs and bull kelp, and I was so like connected. I was like, this is a god. This thing is much more than just this water that we swim in, that we drink. Our whole body is made of water. Our bodies change with the moon and the tides. I mean, it is such a powerful entity to me. And so Midsummer Blot, really special to me. So sad I didn't get to participate in this year, but I did honor Ron and Aegir as much as I could over the summer by swimming in their graces and doing small rituals alone. But usually I like to do huge rituals. I like to have as many people as possible and have them contribute their own ideas, but I'm a little bit of a control freak. Once again, I'm a Virgo, so I usually write the main portion because I want to write lots of Galder and lots of poetry, and I like everything to just be succinct. It's really important. So what I'll do is I'll get a lot of people to come. Some people are experienced and some aren't, and so I'll make sure everyone gets to participate because I'll write cue cards. So like if we're gonna do, this is a rarity for me, guys, but on Beltane we'll call quarters, which is not something I do generally. And I'll write down elements for everyone, and then there's 4 people who get to read about their quarter and what that represents, and I'll write it down and they'll say it, and so then they get to be involved. And then always make sure to have a portion open so that people can present their own ritual, their own art, their own Galder, their own songs, their own poems, if they just want to say something, then I'll let them say it. Also, we always start our rituals with meditation. My friend Zach, which you've probably met in, you did meet in a few other videos, he is the master at fucking meditation. I don't know what it is about this guy, but it just is his way of contributing. And I tell you, that guy really just de-stresses everybody by ringing he uses a Tibetan singing bowl, and his voice is so calming and his methods are so good. I mean, you just feel it. You feel grounded before you start. So, and then we always do a Giggle Fest. we always try to Because, you know, sometimes it's a little awkward because you're, you know, getting really serious, especially like Samhain. I'm just gonna, because it's Samhain time right now, you know, you're venerating your ancestors who have died. And, you know, you got to get your sillies out so you can keep it serious, because, you know, there is drinking, there is going to be some mead, there is going to be some food afterwards. You might be drunk ahead of time, I don't know. You might have smoked some mugwort, but, you know, you got to get the sillies out. Especially, or like Beltane, when it's like we dance around the fire. You know, people don't do that anymore these days. So you have to like let your nerves rest and really get your giggles out. So we always do that too, because it's just kind of a good way to start. Everyone's serious, everyone's on this plane. We also are naughty and we take photos of rituals. I do have an Instagram and a Snapchat. My Instagram is Captain _ Scylla. I'll put that in the link below, and I have Snapchat. So we do kind of we do get a little social with our pause. We have a little pause and we gotta take pictures because it's beautiful and we want to remember the gorgeous rituals that we've had. And then of course we proceed, and we always talk about our intention. I think one of the most important things that I do put in my rituals is history. I usually start with history. So the intent was how normal people do it, so it's kind of like, we're here because of this. I'm going to be putting up a really good Samhain video for people who are beginners. That's going to be coming soon. I've already thought about a lot of ideas for that because I'm obsessed, obviously. But putting the history of the times, saying why we're doing this, what prompted this, how did people celebrate this beforehand, why did they celebrate. I like to make sure that those things are known by everybody. So if people are beginners, because I don't let anybody sideline. If they're gonna be there, they have to participate, but they know that before they show up. But if they're like, you're doing this and I've never done this before, they'll know why we're doing it. Everything gets explained, and so we keep it really, really historical, and that's super important to me and to Zach, because we usually partner up in creation of ritual, and that's so important, is the community aspect. If you're a solo witch, I get it, I've done it, but to being able to be in the community and then feel everybody, and then the elation after the ritual when you're drinking and like just like, wow, we just did something amazing, connecting to ancestors and the past and nature and the earth, and not being a part of this system of, this is going to be offensive, I'm sorry, but the system of Abrahamic like tyranny that has really made it hard for anybody else to exist in the world freely. It's just special. Anybody is allowed, obviously, depending on, no matter if they're Abrahamic or not, but I'm just saying, like, people don't really get a voice to voice it, and it's hard to find people to do these sort of things with, if you're in a smaller town, or if you're just afraid to speak out. And so when you find those people, you know, you really gotta try that community aspect. I mean, some people do have a lot of crazy drama crap. I get it, but you know, one horrible experience you might just put aside because it might not always be as terrible. I do personally do solo rituals to Odin and Aegir and Ron, and I do use blood because that's how it was done back in the day. I don't really do that with friends because that's weird, and that's always an optional thing. I think that's more of a me and Zach thing, because that's how we do our rituals when we're just doing them together. When we have a big group, we use wine, or we'll use symbolic blood, because it's a blot. We do blots, not, how do I explain it? It's like, yeah, a deity veneration, but we use blood because that's how it was done. I kind of just went redundant, but that's okay. I mean, I could really talk about rituals forever, but I'm probably going to save a little bit of it because I'm going to be talking about each one specifically. I'm going to be making a really fun Samhain video for those of you who are new or just interested. I'm excited to tell you guys the story. I'm just going to be talking about the history of it coming up here, and so I hope you're into that. I hope that this ramble helps you or was interesting to you. I could go on, but I'm 14 minutes in, and you're probably like, why is she still talking? I'm just kidding, you're not. You're like, this is amazing, don't stop. But I'll be back soon with my Samhain video, and I'm gonna be catching up on these Pagan YouTube videos. I finally got a new camera. If you're noticing, oh my god, it's just so clear, I can see everything. That's because I'm not using a crappy webcam anymore. I'm just doing it on my new phone. It's HD, it's wonderful. I hope that you guys loved this video, and I'll be back. Please subscribe to me, please comment, it just makes my day. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Until next time, bye.